Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjan Shalakaya Chakshurumlitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Guruve Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Stadalaye Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadbhaktaya Namo Namaha. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhuvya cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnebhyo Namo Namah. Ajanulambito bhujo kanakvadato Sankirtanekapitro kamlayataksho Vishambaro dujvaro yudharmapalo Vande jagadpriyakaro karunayavataro. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopesh Gopikant Radhakant Namostute. Tapta Kanchan Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Haripriye. Mahabodhe Stire Kanakaruchire Nilashikare Vasana Prasadanta Sahaj Balabhadre Navalina Subhadra Madhyastha Sakala Sura Seva Vasarado Jagannath Swami Nayan Patagami Bhavatume. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktavrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. So coming back to our hearing Shri Bhajan Rahasya by Shri Bhaktivinoda Thakur, we were hearing that in Harinam there is no consideration of time, place and circumstance. When chanting the internally perfect transcendental holy name, there are no rules regarding place, time and so forth. In our last class we heard how when we do Archan, deity worship, we have to do Bhut Shuddhi. I elaborated on that point. Bhut Shuddhi means clearing of the mind from the impurities. So there is always some consideration in serving the deity form of Krishna. There is always a consideration even while performing parikrama of the holy dham of Sri Krishna. But chanting Harinam has no rules regarding place, time and so forth. There's one, in regard to this, there is one very beautiful pastime Srila Gurudev used to explain. Once upon a time, the servant of Lord Ram, Shri Hanuman, he was walking by and he come across one householder who gets so busy all day and night in his work earning money. So somebody told him, you should also chant while you at home or while you work. So this person, he firmly believes that I will only chant when I have no other work to do. I only want to chant concentrating on the holy name, not just like I'm doing some work, physical or mental, and I cannot focus on Harinam, cannot focus on holy name. So he got this suggestion, and then he was wondering, and he was pondering on how and when is the time when I'm alone and no one disturb me and I have no urge to speak to anyone else. What's that time where I can only concentrate and focus on my chanting? So while contemplating on this, he decided when I'm in bathroom for 10-15 minutes, that's the best time I can focus on chanting Harinam. That's the best time I can focus because there is no one to disturb me and I'm just alone there. Little funny, but he started chanting there. Ram, 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 Ram. You know. Hanuman ji, he became so upset and angry. What kind of foolish person is he? Is this is the only place he got to chant Harinam? The pure, uh, the pure name of Shri Ram in this impure place. So he became very upset and angry. Hanumanji came and he kicked him. And he, imagine if someone get the kick of Hanuman. So he was in pain. And with that angry mood, Hanuman, he came back to Ayodhya and he saw everyone is just moving and running here and there. What's happening? He's trying to stop someone. Excuse me, can you please tell me what's happening? Why everyone is running here and there? And they said, no, spare us. No time to speak to you. Hanuman stopped another gentleman. What's happening? May I know what's happening here? Why everyone is running? So he said, don't you know Shri Ram is in pain? Don't you know that? Hanuman said, why Ram is in pain? They said, we don't know, but he's feeling so much pain in his back, on his back. So Hanuman immediately, he ran in the palace and saw servants of Lord Ram taking care of him, giving him massage, etc., taking care of his health. So Hanuman, with tears in his eyes, he asked this question. Say, Prabhu, what's wrong? I just met you before few minutes and you were doing quite okay. But what is the matter? Why you crying and weeping and why you have so much pain? Shri Ram smiled and said, Hanuman, you kicked me on my back and now you asking me this question that why I'm in pain. Hanuman said, no Prabhu, I can't even think in my dreams that I can even ever kick you like that. It's so offensive even to speak and hear this. Shri Ram said, don't you know? I know very well. You just kicked one of my devotee. Hanuman said, but he was so stupid. He has no sense. He was chanting your pure name in that contaminated place, in that bathroom, in that toilet. So I became upset and I kicked him. Shri Ram said, don't you know that? Anyone who chant my name, anyone who utters my name, this is my vow, I always take a step ahead to help and protect that person. I reside in the body of that person who chants my name. When you kicked him, it was me who accepted that kick on my back to save and protect my devotee because he have taken shelter of my Harinam, my holy name. Anyone who takes shelter of holy name, I'm always there to protect that person. So that's why there is no consideration. If someone asks question, no, there should be some consideration. And there's also one question being raised. If anyone seek protection from Krishna at the time of danger, will there be any harm in one's devotion, in one's bhakti? For example, when Draupadi was getting disrobed in assembly and she asked for the help, protection from Krishna. When Gajendra was dying, he was drowning in that lake. He asked protection from the Lord. Do bhakti get diminished, fade, or destroy? In these unfavorable circumstances, if we ask and seek protection from Krishna, is this possible? So Acharyas explain, and Gurudev, specifically Gurudev, he used to explain, no. In unfavorable situations, when there is a question of life and death, if anyone calls out the name of Krishna for protection, no harm, there is no harm to bhakti. Because that's something which is very important and is a point of life and death. But in regular circumstances, if each and every day we just beg Krishna for our protection for very small, simple, regular situations, then definitely is going to harm the bhakti. But the case of Draupadi, the case of Gajendra was drowning, but he remembered his stutis, his prayers from his previous lifetime. And in that difficult situation, he took a flower and offered to the Lord. And specifically, he is performing so many stutis and prayers to the Lord. Ki ekanto na yasya na kanchanartham vanchanti yave bhagvat prapanna ati adbhutta charit sumangalam gayanti anand samudra magna. Oh Lord, you see what he's saying? At the time of his death, at the time of leaving his body, means in that danger situation, he's praying, Bhagwan, for what? He's not praying, please come and save me. There's the beauty of the verses uttered by Gajendra, that elephant. That's the beauty of it. He's not seeking protection. What he's asking, please give me, supply to me the association of your devotees who never ask anything from you and they always absorbed in describing your pastimes, describing your topics. Please give me association of those devotees. How is possible? Anyone who's dying, say swimming and drowning in ocean, etc., in lake or river, the only consideration comes as how I can get be saved. Someone please come and save me. Please come and save me. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. The other day I was speaking lecture here. That we do chant. Everyone chant every day. But what is the intensity of that chanting? If we give a thought to this, if we ever given a thought to this, what is that intensity of that chanting? That chanting becomes very regular. Yeah. And suppose if we are on flight and pilot declared Ceylon's fini, yeah, there used to be many signals. If the pilot declared Mayday, 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 that means we are in danger and there is still some possibility we can get saved. These are signals. And the pilot declares Ceylon's fini, that means there's a signal, aeronautical signals. That means no hope, we are gone. We are sinking, we are falling, etc. If a ship that's sinking, the flight that's falling, and we are in that flight. Imagine how and what would be the intensity of that chanting, falling from the flight or sinking in the ocean. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna will be very intense, sincerely from the heart, deeply from the heart, with panic situation. I'm going to die. uh, in that situation. So compare the intensity of chanting in that unfavorable situation and consider the intensity of chanting in our daily schedule. It is not same. Yeah. But Gajendra, in that state of consciousness, when he knows now he's getting pain because crocodile has the teeth of crocodiles are so sharp, and Gajendra feet getting wounded, blood was flowing from his feet. In that pain and in that state that I'm going to die uh, immediately, what Gajendra is praying. Oh Lord, please come and save me. No, he's praying and seeking association. Ekanto na yassana kanchanartham vanchanti yave bhagvat prapanna ati adbhuta charitra sumangalam gayanti anand samudra magna. I want the association of your devotees who are always absorbed in that ocean of bliss. Anand Samudra Magna. And those devotees who are always Tad Adbhuta Charitra Sumangalam. Your Charitra, your topics which are Sumangalam, not only Mangalam. Mangalam means auspiciousness. But there are many auspiciousness, right? Many days are auspicious, right? But when we add Sumangalam, when we add Su with that Mangalam, means uh, invoking great auspiciousness, like today's Ekadashi. It's not only auspicious day, it's a very, very special day, very, very auspicious day. That's Sumangalam. While wandering in this universe from time immemorial, birth, death, the same process. When one come across a sadhu, and after getting association from sadhu, adopting the lifestyle of sadhu, or can say uh, adoption of the moods of sadhus, the adoption of the style and the instruction of sadhu. This is called association. After getting this association, yeah, if one realizes what is the purpose of my life, where I have to go, and one starts performing bhajan, this is called Sumangalam. Not only Mangalam, Sumangalam. Because there cannot be anything more auspicious or better auspicious or best auspicious than we getting inclined to love Krishna, inclined to serve Krishna. Cannot be anything more than that. That's called Sumangalam. Gopis also said the same thing. Tav kathamritam tapta jivanam kavi bhiditam kalmashapaham shavana mangalam shrimad atmatam bhuvi grananti te bhurida jana. The topics of Krishna invokes all auspiciousness, and not only auspiciousness, Sumangalam. So, भवापवर्गो भ्रमतो यदा भव्य जनस्य तद अच्युत सत्समागमा सत्संगो यही तदि सद्गतो परावेशे त्वयि जायते रति. When the time of any jiva, life and death means birth and death comes to an end, one come across sadhu, and in the association of sadhu, paraveshe tohi jaite rati, one get absorbed with the realization of Krishna. So this is the consideration. The names of Krishna. Whenever there was any problem coming to Krishna, let's say Putana took away Krishna, Shaktasur, Tirunavrat, when Krishna killed all these demons, Yashoda Maya witnessing. She witnessed how these demons are troubling my darling son. And after the trouble over, she used to bathe Krishna with cow dung and cow urine to purify Krishna or to invoke auspiciousness for Krishna. Nand Maharaj, he used to distribute charity. He used to give jewels, gold, etc. so that they can start chanting, uttering the mantras from the Vedas and invoke Krishna, auspiciousness for my son Krishna. But Yashodamaya is not even satisfied with that. What she was trying to do? She is touching each and every limb of Krishna. 10th canto Bhagavatam. May Bhagwan Madhusudan, may Bhagwan Madhav, may Bhagwan Govinda, may Bhagwan this. Uttering the names of Krishna and touching each and every limb of Krishna to save the limbs of Krishna. That means, what to speak of? One gets protection by uttering the name of Krishna. The names of Krishna are so powerful, which are giving protections to the limbs of Krishna. Isn't it surprising? Yashoda Maya chanting the name of Krishna to give protection to each and every limbs of Krishna. So what is the doubt? That name will not protect us. That name which is protecting, the name which is protecting the limbs of Krishna. What is the doubt that those names will not protect us? So, Sumangalam. This name, holy name, is not only protecting the limbs of Krishna, but holy name means Naam is the only means to feel separation and to enjoy the bliss of union. I described this in my yesterday Hindi class very elaborately. When Sita ji, she is chanting the name of Ram. When Shri Ram is chanting the name of Sita ji, what's happening? They're extracting that bliss. Sita ji in Lanka, in that garden, Ashok Vatika, she's chanting the name of Ram, not seeking protection, not only restricted to that protective part, protection part, that if I chant the name of Ram, I'll get protection. That's there. That's already there. That's inclusive. The prime purpose of her chanting the name of Ram, she's tasting the bliss of separation from Shri Ram. She's tasting the bliss of separation from Shri Ram and the bliss of Harinam, the bliss of the name Ram. Not only protection, that's only secondary part. Okay, what's happening with Shri Ram? What danger he had? He's in the forest protected by his brother Lakshman. And Sri Ram himself is so powerful. There was no any danger. So why he's calling out the name of Sita ji? Why he was calling out Sita, Sita? Seeing trees, seeing plants, seeing leaves, earth, sky, everywhere. Where is my Sita? Where is my Sita? Sita, Sita, Sita. So one can understand that Sita Devi, she is in Lanka and there's a danger from Ravan who was trying to abuse her. So she's taking shelter of Ram to seek protection. That's secondary. What protection Ram was seeking by chanting the name of Sita. So it's not about they are chanting each other names for any kind of protection or for any other motives. It's only to extract that bliss of chanting or taking shelter of each other names to enjoy that separation mood. Vipralambha. So I made a point yesterday. When Sri Ram chanting the name of Sita and asking trees, plants, etc., he is feeling union with Sita while chanting the name of Sita. Because the intensity of that chanting, which never comes in a favorable situations. When Ram and Sita they were together, of course, Sri Ram used to address his consort, Sita, Sita. And now, in this situation, when they're separated, and Ram is crying and weeping, calling out Sita, is that intensity same? Not at all. This chanting of Sri Ram in separation from Sita is very high, more intensity. And more intensity, more bliss. And in that separation mood, extracting the union. This is called viraha. Viraha means विशेष रूपेना रहा, विशेष रूप से रहे को मिलन कहते हैं. Separation enhance the meeting. And when, even though he's Supreme Lord, he's asking help and support from Sugriv, the king of the monkeys. He's asking the support from Hanuman, who's so powerful. He's asking support from Jamvan, from Vibhishan, and so many others. Even asking support from the nature, even asking support from the ocean. Please help me and give us the path so we can walk over on you to go to Lanka. Asking all this, asking support from so many people, even though they are associates of Sri Ram. But in getting the support from each and every individual, what is the intent? Who is in the head? Who Sri Ram is meditating on? Sita. The intent is not to go Lanka to kill Ravan. No. The intention is to go there to see Sita, to have union with Sita. That's the prime purpose. Killing Ravan is secondary to punish him, etc. That's not the primary reason. And if you ask me why it is not a primary reason, because Sri Ram has declared so many times through his messengers and with his own lotus lips, Sri Ram said, Ravan, Even after going through so much, even after you offended me so many times, if you ask forgiveness, I'm always ready to embrace anyone who comes to ask forgiveness. This is what Hanumanji told, this is what Angad told. Surrender to the lotus feet of Shri Ram. His very forgiven nature. He has very forgiven nature. Anyone who surrendered to Shri Ram, he always forgive. Forgiveness. Forgiveness means, for forgiveness, one needs to have very broad vision and big heart. This quality of forgiveness cannot be with narrow vision and small heart. So big heart means big concept. Big heart means so much love. Big heart means elevated consciousness. This is the qualities of big heart. So many advices were given. Not only that, his own wife, the wife of Ravan, Mandodari, she's advising her husband, please don't do that. Don't take Ram so easy. Whatever I heard, his glories, it simply says his supreme personality, his supreme Lord. So she used to guide her husband Ravan because she's chaste, and she was always giving good advices to Ravan. So that means if Shri Ram is in Lanka, he was still ready to forgive Ravan. So that's not the primary reason. The primary reason going Lanka is to see my Sita. Shri Ram has this desire, I want to see my Sita. So every help and support he was asking from some kings, etc., he was visualizing Sita Devi. His object of love is only Sita Devi. His own Sarup Shakti, his own consort, Sita Devi. So this is another kind of chanting. What to speak of devotees chanting the name of the Lord. Bhagwan himself, he's very much fond of chanting. Sita ji is very fond of chanting the name of her husband, Ram. And Ram ji is very fond of chanting the name of Sita, because there is no difference between Shaktiman and Shakti. They both are same. Similarly with Radha and Krishna. Radharani always chanting Krishna, 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 Krishna. And Krishna in Dwarika. And what to speak of Dwarika, even when he's in Vrindavan. Radhe Radhe Bali Murali Dakibe Madhya Ishwari Nama Radhe. Shri Krishna always, he likes to call out the name of Radharani. And he gets so much absorbed in Radharani. He changes complexion from bluish black complexion to golden complexion. And Radharani always chanting the name of Krishna. So they are fond of, the point I wanted to make is, I don't want to go to the pastime, because then if we enter Vrindavan, then we get lost in Vrindavan. And then one can say, I lost my heart in Vrindavan. Or some people say, I lost my shoes in Vrindavan. I lost my phone and my glasses in Vrindavan. But very rare say, I lost my heart in Vrindavan. It's easy to say, but that means full absorption in the moods of Brajavasis. Then one can claim, I lost my heart in Vrindavan. Serving Krishna with the same mood as Brajavasis, the inhabitants of Vrindavan, that is Brajabhav. So, not elaborating on that Braja pastimes, but Krishna is very fond of chanting the name of Radharani. Radharani is very fond of chanting the name of Krishna. And what Sakhis are doing, they are chanting Radha Krishna. Always glorifying and chanting the name of Radha and Krishna. When there is separation, Krishna calls out Radhe Rani. Radhe, that means Hare. What I'm trying to describe is the glories of Mahamantra. When Krishna is in separation from Radharani, he calls out Hare, one who steals the mind of Krishna. Sarva Cheta Haraha Krishnasta Chittam Hare Jaso Vedagdi Vistarta Radha Haraha Mata. One who steals and captivates the mind of Krishna. So in separation, Krishna is calling out Hare. And Radharani feeling separation from Krishna, calling out Krishna in separation. And then another pair, again Krishna calls out Hare, and Radharani calls out Krishna. That separation. But when it's not that there's always a separation. The pastime of love of Vrindavan goes parallel with separation and union, separation and union. There's not a time when there is complete union throughout the day and night, and there's not a time when there is complete separation. It just go simultaneous. To manifest the pastimes of Krishna is there, meeting and separation pastime is there to manifest Mahamantra. To manifest a Mahamantra. Because the moods of separation and the mood of union is present in that Mahamantra. Just a brief explanation. When Krishna is calling out to Radharani in separation, calls out Hare. Oh, with your beauty, with your qualities, you stealing my mind, you my heart. Now, that's a very elaborate explanation, giving all obeisances to this and moving further. Radharani is feeling separation from Krishna. And in that separation, she is calling out Krishna. Then Krishna feeling separation from Radharani. Another kind of separation. Because they are Bhavi, Bhuta, Bhavan, Viraha. All separation is not one. It's all different intensity. Bhavi Viraha, Bhut Viraha, Bhavan Viraha. Anticipating separation. Bhavi Viraha. Gopis, Radharani heard that Krishna is going to leave us because we heard Akrura has come and we heard Akrura is going to take Krishna away from us. So Krishna is still there. They only heard this news. By hearing this news, they anticipated what? Viraha, Bhavi Viraha. Yeah. And other intensity of that separation is, the higher intensity of that separation is when Krishna already left Gokul and he's now in Mathura. And gopis are, crying and weeping, visiting all those places of pastimes on the bank of Jamuna. At Vamshivad, Krishna used to play flute. At Govardhan and all these places. Why? To embrace Krishna in the form of remembering all those spots where they performed wonderful, beautiful pastimes with Krishna, all those memories with Krishna, all those moments of togetherness with Krishna, embracing those moments, visiting all those places of pastimes, in the separation from Krishna. This is a little higher intensity of separation over the previous one, where they only anticipated that Krishna is going to leave us, but Krishna is still there. So we can say we categorize in A, B, C. This is like C category. Then B category is when Krishna already in Mathura and gopis, they're not doing any shingar, they're not decorating their bodies, they're not eating, they're not sleeping, and day and night only remembering Krishna. But there is another high intensity, more intensity, that A is the point when they're visualizing this, that Krishna is sitting on the chariot of Akrura, and Akrura is driving that chariot, and the gopis and Radharani came in front of the chariot and trying to stop the chariot. Akrura, you are not Akrura, you are Krura. Akrura means one who is not cruel. And they said, Akrura, you are cruel. You're taking our life away. You're not taking Krishna away. You're taking our life. How are we going to survive without our life? Yeah. How are we going to survive without our life? So, that intensity, when they're visualizing that direct in front of their presence, Krishna is leaving them. This high class viraha. That viraha, separation, is when they call out Krishna. That intensity of Krishna is more than the regular times. So Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. And then there's also moments when Radharani, she meet Krishna. Krishna, Krishna. That's some addressing with joy. Where? When Krishna meets Radharani and the gopis at Radhakund, at Madhyana Leela, at Radhakund. 12:30 to 3:30, this period, PM. Madhyana Leela. That's the time when Krishna, he comes to Radhakund, where gopis are waiting for him. And they're ready with a garland to put on Krishna's neck. And they're ready with some fruits they gathered from trees to offer to Krishna. And seeing Krishna, the mood of joy, Krishna, Krishna. And then, when Radharani and the gopis, they get this opportunity to see Krishna, they chanting Krishna, Krishna. And Krishna got the opportunity to see Radharani and the gopis, specifically Radharani. Hare, Hare. That's chanting in union. Then again separation. Hare. Oh Hare, oh Radhe. Separation. And separation, the separation is like a poison. The separation goes to the head. And Krishna is feeling uneasy. So he pray. What? Smaragara khandanam, mama shirasi mandanam, dehi pada pallavudaram. O Radhe, smaragara khandanam. The poison of that separation has arisen to my head. Please place your lotus feet on my head. Your lotus feet, O Radhe, full of nectar, and one gives soothness, which is Koti Chandra Sushital. soothing that million of moons. Place those feet on my head so I can contract that poison which is on my head, the poison of separation. So Hare and Radharani feeling separation from Krishna. Yeah. Where? In the presence of Krishna. This is so deep, beyond our perception. Separation in union and union in separation. Each and every word has philosophy. That's Gaudiya Siddhanta. So I'm referring to, there's a pond called Prem Sarovar in the midway of Nandgaon and Barsana. Uh, sorry, the midpoint of Nandgaon Barsana is Sanket. Sanket means indication, where Radharani and Krishna used to come and meet. But Prem Sarovar in Nandgaon, where Radharani is just lying on the lap of Krishna, and one bumblebee approaching, seeing the lotus feet of Radharani, means the feet of Radharani as lotus. Bumblebee, who is very fond of sitting on the lotus, trying to come close to the feet of Radharani to extract nectar, considering this as a lotus. And seeing this, the friend of Krishna, the Sakha of Krishna, Madhumangal, with a stick, he chased the bumblebee away. He chased the bee away, and he just uttered the word, Madhusudan has gone. Madhusudan is a name of Krishna. Madhu means honey, and Sudan means one who extract honey, one who knows the art to extract honey from the flower. So this applies, this is the name of Krishna, but bumblebee is also known as Madhusudan. Bumblebee sits on the lotus and extract the nectar, the sar, the essence of the lotus. Krishna is also like that. Krishna is also known as Madhusudan because he knows the essence. And the essence is the love of Radharani, one who is very expert in extracting that love from Radharani is Madhusudan. When Radharani just heard Madhusudan has gone, she became totally bewildered, she became mad. And in separation from Krishna, she is running here and there. Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. Seeing a tamal tree which resembles Krishna, she wants to embrace that. Seeing peacock, seeing clouds. This is called separation. In union means Radha Krishna together. But even in that togetherness, feeling separation, Radharani is feeling separation from Krishna. In that togetherness, feeling separation from Krishna. And Krishna was surprised. What is that? I'm just here. And she only heard, I've gone. And she's feeling so much separation and started calling out Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. So, Hare Ram. Ram here means Radha Ramaneti Rama. Very soon on Sunday, this coming Sunday, the appearance day of Shri Radha Raman. So we're going to hear detail of Shri Radha Raman ji. Can't be on Sunday. That's a very busy day for me. But in the next schedule, the next week, Monday when I'll be in Austin, there'll be live classes from Austin, Hindi and English together. So the glories of Shri Radha Raman ji, the appearance of the glories of Shri Radha Raman in Hindi as well as English, I'm going to speak from Austin from Monday onwards. So just to announce, Saturday and Sunday will not be a class because everyone's celebrating Shri Narsingh Chaturdashi and it's a very busy day for me as well as Sunday because of some house programs and my travels. So we're going to hear Radharamanji Monday, the next English class. So Hare Ram, Hare Ram. Krishna is calling out Hare. And in a separation, Radha is calling out Ram. Then again, Hare and then Ram. But when there is meeting again, where? In the Ras Leela, when there is meeting, Krishna disappeared from Ras Leela. And Radharani and the gopis feeling separation from Krishna, calling out Krishna or Ram, which is Krishna. But after hearing Gopi Geet, which was sung by the gopis in separation, when Krishna appeared there with little mild smile on his face and little embarrassed of what he have done, he offended. He feel I'm offended. I was just trying to play with my gopis, but they took it so seriously and they started crying. And at least I came to hear the Udgar, the jewels which was present in the heart of my gopis. That's Gopi Geet about. The jewels, the Udgar, those jewels which were present in the heart of the gopis, they presented or they offered or they distributed those jewels in the form of singing, and that is Gopi Geet. So that is sung in the mood of separation, and which is another Ram. But when Krishna appeared, the gopis saw Krishna, then there is meeting. Sakshan Manmat Manmat. Beautiful Krishna, enchanter of Cupid. And that's why his name is Madan Mohan, the enchanter of Cupid, Kamadeva. Seeing Krishna, they have no limit of joy and they start chanting Ram Ram. And Krishna, seeing the gopis in bliss, Krishna is chanting Hare Hare. So this Maha Mantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, is what many description of this Maha Mantra. But even though there is no consideration of time, place, circumstance to chant this Maha Mantra, but actually this Maha Mantra happened with a particular time, with a particular place, and with a particular circumstance. That's the beauty of this Maha Mantra. Particular time when there is union and when there is separation. Particular place, it happened in Vrindavan, in Nishanta Leela, in Madhyana Leela. The night pastime, the morning pastime, the noon pastimes. And there is consideration of circumstances. What circumstances? Krishna disappeared from Ras Leela. Krishna appeared in Ras Leela. Radharani hearing Madhusudan is gone. These are the circumstances. So how the Maha Mantra appeared? There is time, place and circumstance involved in that. But when this Maha Mantra descended for us from spiritual world, then this Maha Mantra giving us accessibility, or we can say facilitating us with no time, place and circumstance. What's the beauty of this Maha Mantra? Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he has shown with his own example. There is no consideration of time, place and circumstance. So in this regard to this, there is a story of a small young boy. His name was Gopal. A young boy named Gopal was staying with Sriman Mahaprabhu and serving him. There are many Gopals in the pastime of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. There is also Gopal Bhatt Goswami. and he is another Gopal who used to serve Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And one day, as Mahaprabhu was going to the latrine, like early morning duties, he caught hold of his tongue with his hands like this. He caught hold of his tongue with his hands. When Gopal asked why he was doing this, "Oh Mahaprabhu, what is that? It's so strange you holding your tongue." Mahaprabhu smilingly replied, "My tongue never gives up chanting Harinam. My tongue never gives up chanting Harinam. So when I'm in an impure condition in this latrine, I must restrain it. I'm holding my tongue because I'm in an impure circumstance. I'm in this situation here. So I must restrain it from chanting Mahamantra, Harinam." The boy Gopal simply asked, "But Mahaprabhu, if someone were to die, if someone were to die at such a moment, suppose someone in the toilet, something can happen, heart fail, heart attack, brain stroke, whatever it is. So if someone were to die at such a moment, what would happen to him? Can't he chant or she chant the name of her, Krishna, Harinam, in this impure place?" Hearing this, Mahaprabhu released his tongue and he praised the boy, saying, "What you said is true. Oh Gopal, what you said is true. One should not consider cleanliness, uncleanliness, and so forth in chanting the immeasurably powerful names of Shri Hari. So from today, I'm going to address you or I'm going to name you as Gopal Guru. You are Guru because not simply Gopal, because you teaching me the glories of Harinam. And what is that teaching? There is no consideration of time, place, circumstance, cleanliness, uncleanliness. Harinam can be chanted any time, any part of day and night. So I'll name you as Gopal Guru. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who uttered Param Vijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtanam. Mahaprabhu teaching about Harinam. Mahaprabhu is the one who brought that Harinam. Enechi Aushadhi Maya Nashivara Lagi. Harinam Mahamantra Lahotumi Magi. Golokera Premadhan Harinam Sankirtan. These are the references. Mahaprabhu is the one who brought this Harinam. Mahaprabhu is the one who is instructing us. Prabhu kahe kahi naam iha mahamantra. Iha jape giya kori sarva nirvanda. Iha hote sarva siddhi haibe sabar. Pratikhan bole ete vidhi nahi yaar. Ki bhojane ki shayane kiva jagarane. Anyone can chant this any time of day and night, while sleeping, while eating, or whatever. So Mahaprabhu is the one who brought this. Mahaprabhu is the one who is distributing this. Mahaprabhu is the one who is instructing us. And Mahaprabhu is the one who is tasting this, relishing his own names. See, this is the beauty of Harinam. First we heard this Hare Krishna Maha Mantra is the no consideration of time, place and circumstance for us. But there is a consideration of time, place and circumstance to form this Maha Mantra. Time is the pastimes, Vira and Milan. Place is Vrindavan and circumstances. But for us, this is without any circumstances, without any consideration of time, place, circumstances. And when Vish Amrit Ekatra Milan, Separation is considered as poison, whereas union is considered as nectar. When union and nectar comes in one pot, what a contrast. Nectar and poison in one pot? Yes, that's Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Vish Amrit Ekatra Milan. The pot of poison and nectar together means intense union. What is Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? When there is uh, intense union of Radha and Krishna together, when they just merge, Antar Krishna Bahir Gaura, inside is Krishna, outside is Radharani. That's intense union, right? But what Mahaprabhu is feeling? Intense separation. The union is like a nectar, and separation is like a poison. It's a pot of separation and union together in one personality. Complete union. What can be more than this? That Krishna is inside and Radharani is outside. Radharani, she embraced Krishna. The other explanation of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, one who gave us this gift of Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, is Radharani, she embraced Krishna and she put Krishna in her heart. That, oh Sham Sundar, oh Pyare, oh my beloved Sham Sundar, I know your desires. You want to taste uh, your own names. You want to know the sweetness of your own names. You want to know the sweetness of your own beauty. You want to know the sweetness of my love, my prem, and you want to become like me. Means Radha. But I know what I go through in your separation and in your meeting. You will not able to hold that. It's very intense. You'll not be able to hold that. So Radharani embrace Krishna, so that whenever you're going to chant or utter your own names, Krishna uttering as Mahaprabhu his own names, and if you fall on the ground, I don't want you to get hurt. When you fall on the ground, you are in my heart. I will take all that pain when you fall on the ground. Because the complexion of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is what? Golden complexion. That means Radharani. Embrace Krishna. Krishna is inside, Radharani is outside. Means the golden complexion. That's Radharani. So what is the difference between the complexion of Radharani and Radharani? It's one and the same thing. So Radharani is wondering, oh Shama Sundar, I know you have these three desires. I know, and you want to fulfill these three desires. But I will help you in tasting this. I will help you. That's highest limit of Radharani. That's the love of Radharani, for which even Krishna bow down and pray and say, I cannot repay your debt. I cannot repay your love. I cannot repay your love. You see, Radharani is saying, if you fall on the ground, because you are not experienced, whereas I am experienced. Krishna, you are enjoyer. You don't know what happens to us in your separation when you play on flute. You call upon us. How much that flute is troubling us, gives pains in our heart, you have no idea. So Radhani said, Krishna, one day, when you become Radha, then you will understand what we go through when you will become Radha. and Krishna wants to become Radha. But how he can become Radha? Without help and support of Radharani. So therefore, he wants to become Radharani means he wants to taste that same mood of Radharani. So he has to beg to Radharani, give me your moods, your emotions, and give me your complexion. With your support, I will relish and taste the sweetness of my names, the sweetness of my beauty, and the glories of your love. So who is externally, who is in external form is Radharani. When Mahaprabhu is falling on the ground, Krishna, 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 falling on the ground, who's taking those pains? It's Radharani. She's protecting Krishna from that falling. She's protecting Krishna from that pain which he will go through when he will fall on the ground. So no pain, no hurt can come to my beloved Krishna. I'm here to hold everything. That's the high limit of prema. So Mahaprabhu is the pot of poison and nectar together. Vish Amrit Ekatra Milan. The intense union, Radha Krishna one, and what the feeling is, what the emotion is, intense separation. So that's explanation of Shri Harinam Mahamantra. So ending up with concluding words saying, Mahaprabhu is the one who brought this. Mahaprabhu is the one who is distributing this. Mahaprabhu is the one who is instructing us to chant. And Mahaprabhu is the one who wants us to go into the realization of this, the sweetness of this. Whereas Mahaprabhu himself is tasting this Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Mahaprabhu is tasting this. One who tastes can inspire others also. Suppose if you're eating mango, it's very sweet, very sweet. Another person is just staring at you, craving to eat that mango. So what would you say? I have one more. You would like to have mango? Of course. Mahaprabhu is tasting this and he wants everyone to taste this. So one who is tasting this, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he is saying, Pratipadam Puna Amrita Swadanam Sarvatma Sanam Panam Param Vijayite Shri Krishna Sankirtanam. Pratipadam Puna Amrita Swadanam. Each and every moment, each and every step, complete relishing the sweetness of Mahamantra. Mahaprabhu is tasting this. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Wish you all very auspicious Narsingh Chaturdashi falling on Saturday and the appearance of Sri Radharaman on Sunday, Purnima Day. So wishing you all the best. Try to fast, try to chant as much as you can. Hear, read from Bhagavatam the glories of Sri Narsingh Bhagwan, the teachings of Sri Prahlad Maharaj, and we'll see you soon Monday. Hare Krishna. Vancha kaltarvacha kripa sindhu bevacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnebhyo namo namah.